Well, hello YouTube, here we are. Well, we got the old trailer hooked behind the Silverado here. Time to do, well, a little bit of a dump run. I've got, well, some, whatever you want to call it, those wicker type of homemade, from like old tree branch type of lawn furniture that's been kicking around for a lot of years. Some odds and ends that really never did sell, that time to get rid of. Quite possibly a couple of garbage bicycles that are virtually useless. Maybe a couple of lawnmowers if I decide to get rid of them. For those that know, I've had these lawnmowers for quite a few years. The Cub Cadet was a virtually brand new mower when, well, it got put out in the corner. But I'm thinking about keeping them and also thinking about letting them go finally. I have this oak whiskey barrel that I'd cut down for a planter. Used her for quite a few years, but when you cut one of these barrels down, especially the way that I did it, it tends to dry out and you lose all the structural strength and it starts to fall apart. Now, I thought I could put it back together and fix it, but well, I neither have the patience nor the want to really do it. So we'll have to strip the metal off it, knock it apart, and then, well, it'll be good to go as well. Now, of course, when I got rid of all the planters that I had in the front yard, flowers and stuff, I kept all the dirt because I thought, well, I was going to make a large planter in the backyard. However, it's not economically feasible right now to do that large of a project, so I decided to scale it back a bit. And then, well, I thought again about using the dirt elsewhere, but it's got rained on several times now and there's weeds growing in her, so with fall, really, truth be told, not too far off. Gonna load that one up and get rid of her as well. There's one more piece to that tree branch wicker set as well. We'll get rid of that, and another whiskey barrel. As you see how this one fell apart, well, the other one did the same thing, except a little bit worse. This one here has fallen apart even more now that it's, well, empty. Knock it apart and it'll be good to go. I have a concrete something rather here that I drug home years ago. I think it might, when I brought it home, I thought it was an upside down vase or urn that was broke at the base and it was, hollow in the middle. I thought I could sink it into the ground and put a flower in it. However, it basically is one solid lump. Well, there's a Wisconsin engine here. I've had this engine for probably, I don't know, probably close to being pre-YouTube days. And it's not seized, but obviously it doesn't run, so we'll probably, relocate it as well. And, well, I got the truck going to the concrete pile. I probably should take, well, this urn or flower pot as well, load it up, and maybe, depends on how ambitious I get, I might take a few of these concrete bricks as well. For some odd reason, the landfill doesn't want large rocks like that in their concrete pile, even though basically they grind up the concrete and away she goes anyway. And rock is basically, well, part of the concrete mixture, so it's a little odd there. The rest of this I would really like it to go, but at the same time, if I start picking at her, it's well, gonna be a long term. It's gonna open up a lot more than just a small dump run. So of course I'm gonna get that all loaded up, kind of declutter in certain areas again, and getting things prepared for the fall slowdown if things go the way they're saying they're gonna go. the fall into the winter might be a interesting time to try to do projects and videos. So we can get a few things done now. It might save us some headache later on. Well, got the dirt in there. All the 4 tubs and 6 pails are all loaded on up. In hindsight, probably should have hauled her away, when I first took it out of the planters, but I thought I had big plans, but sometimes time and budget and powers that be don't let things happen the way, well, they're supposed to go. Normally when I have dirt, I just overseed it on the front lawn with, of course, grass seed, and then it grows grass. Makes your front lawn look a lot better, but I have plans for that front yard in either next year or so, where I'm going to have to remove all that dirt anyway, so there's really no point in adding more. Just go through all the hassle of having to take it all away. So of course, got those all loaded. Now probably going to work on the whiskey barrels, get those broke on down. Once they are broke on down, then we can move on to probably the concrete chunks and such. Still trying to decide after all these years whether I'm going to keep these or let them go. There's 19 of them in total. However, there's not enough to do much of anything. And at the same time, if I need more of them, you can't match this color. One, they've aged, and 2, the style of block is hard to find as well. So I might just load them up and make them disappear. They've sat here in this spot for quite a few years, and every once in a while 1 or 2 migrate to be chocks under the wheel of the trailer, but really I don't think they will ever find much of a use than what they already are, so might as well get rid of them. Makes it less cluttered, and you don't trip over them in the snow. So we wrestled them barrels on, and I didn't take them apart. I figured, it is what it is. Probably once they sit in the trailer for a couple of days and dry out, and then they'll pretty much come apart themselves with a good old smack on the ground. Well, we're kind of quickly running out of room in the trailer here, so the concrete chunks may have to wait for another round, because by the time I get this pile of sticks in there, it'll be pretty much full. And of course I still got to tie it down and then make it safe to drive through town, so you don't want to overdo it, right? They actually do give out fines for unsecure loads and stuff, so we want to try to stay on their good side, and then that way, everybody's happy. Okay, so there we go. Got her all loaded up. Got everything on that I can see that'll go in the same area. Of course, like I said, gonna have to bust off those metal rings, but we can deal with that when we get there. And can't take everything that I wanted to take, but we can always pull another load or 2 in a little bit. One thing I will say is getting stuff out of the yard, it does neaten it up a bit, gets rid of the clutter, especially for garbage you're really not going to use much anyway. When you change up your ideas, your decor, your decorations, you really can't do much except sell them, and when people don't want to buy them or take them when you go to give them away, what do, right? The second-hand shops in this town are being picky, and they only take certain items and they turn away a lot of stuff. And if you do dump there after hours, quite often they have to pay to haul it away anyway. So really, by me hauling this garbage away, it just saves everybody the headache all the way around. Of course, in the future I will do a metal load with metal and such, as well as a concrete load, hopefully before freeze up, because then that way we're semi ahead in the spring, and then, well, everything will be good to go. So of course, I'm gonna hook up the safety chains and the lights and get the truck moving. Let's haul this baby out. Probably not gonna film the road again because, well, the dash cam that I have is not working properly. So we will go from here and be at the dump. Well, there we go, YouTube. Got her to the dump. I got her all unloaded and all that good stuff. They took everything this time around. No really major concerns, of course. They must have been training somebody this time because there was 2 or 3 people down there in the pit. And, well, they were looking over everything. You know, they took the wood, they took the plastic. Of course, I had to put the metal in another pile, but hey, that's the way it's always been. No problems this time around. Would have liked to set up the camera and got the shot of throwing the stuff in the pit and watching those big pails and tubs of dirt pop, but you know, when you got people hanging around, sometimes they don't want to appear on camera. Well, pretty much got her backed in about where she needs to go. Just got to unhook her from the truck, flip her on over, and then, well, it'll be good to go. Well, thanks for coming along on, well, this wonderful dump run. See how things go. Maybe we can do 1 or 2 more of various other materials before freeze up. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's World. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.